I'm back! Today on Leon's Garage Adventures, we're going to install this Mr. Cool AC unit and this hydraulic ramp for the wheelchairs. I don't have a wheelchair and thought about using it for the picking up engines and such, but you know what? She gotta go. Everything else is pretty much cleared out though. So the outside unit of the AC, we're going to try to make a bracket and actually mount it right here behind the rear end. There's quite a bit of room. That's actually where the AC unit is in the front. I don't know if you can see it. Two fans there. As for the lift, this is like great stuff, and yeah. So here's the bolts. I'll cut them off at the top because they're just carriage bolts, and I might just leave all this stuff. After that, all we got left really is everything, and we're gonna go ahead and mount a hitch. I don't think it's gonna be in this episode, but it might. We got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 more to go. Let's do it. Well, these ones are a little bit harder to get to, but I got the end one so far. Yeah. Well, it took way longer than I thought because grinder wouldn't get in there, and just the Sawzall could. You died. And finally, I got that one. So here it is. Let's see if it moves. Cool. Oh. Golly, that thing's heavy. As you can see, we got a couple of wires. I'm gonna disconnect them. I'm gonna leave them back here just in case I want to power something up. Who knows? And then I'm gonna pull this guy out. That's it. That's the whole plan. Then we'll start on this AC stuff. Alright, the next step to putting the AC on, because we got the lift out. I already pulled one side here. What we're going to do is remove this here big old panel. So I think that, ooh, there's my finger. I think these pop out. So the next step is remove the panel and check and see if this is actually strong enough to hold the inside unit. As you can see, we got the cap off. It was super easy, just popped it off with a little screwdriver. Next to undo all these Phillips. Good news, everyone! This is plywood. The whole thing looks like it, so that's good. That means it's gonna be solid. Yep. So we're gonna continue pulling it. So the piece is off. There is a lot of room up here for everything. It's great. We can either put the drain out the side and run it down, which I think is what I'm going to do. Drill a hole at the bottom, or we can drill a hole in the back, but that kind of places it kind of in a tough spot. Door won't be able to open, it won't drain right. So I think we're gonna go out the side. Did a little bit of reading in the book, the old installation manual, and says you can either use this side or the other side or the back. This is all wood. Look at that. What a great thing. So the next step is get the bracket off of this, get it mounted to here, and then see if we can mount it back up there. Also, figure out where to drill for the drain holes and for the new lines that we have to hook up. I need my camera guy. Alright, I have the mounting plate off of the AC unit. Set it down on here. What I did was I made the tape line for the top of the AC unit, and it stops here and here, so it actually sits up in between just a tad. So I'm going to center on the wood and go ahead and screw it down. This is the bottom of the unit. Here's the drain, and there are the two lines that we hook up there. What we're gonna do is drill a couple holes either here or maybe in here, depending where it lands. Run the lines on the inside down, hole in here, and then mount the unit up underneath. Hopefully, in theory, maybe it'll work. That'd be pretty cool. So I'm gonna screw it down, figure out where to drill the hole, and that will be next. Alrighty, we're finally ready to do some hole cutting and whatnot. So looking on the back side, here's the drain hose coming out. Here's the other hose. They can come out here as well. So my plan, which wasn't really my plan until 2 seconds ago, run both of them along here as long as the drain is flush and it doesn't have any dips in it. Run it through this hole. Then cut a couple holes here, have this guy come on down, and then we're gonna run it all the way on the side, and maybe we can make some little cover or something for it. It'd be pretty sweet. The drain hose just can't have anything where it dips down and then goes back up, because it can collect water and then it won't drain well. Water will leak out of the system and whatnot. So the next thing is we're gonna trim this little piece out of the way. You can't really go to the end because there's a big old metal plate. I mean, we could, but easier not to. What a mess. Alright, we have the lines coming out through the hole. We're gonna have to do something better. I have to tuck that back up. But everything fits. We're gonna have to make a cover though, because this sticks out a little bit further than I would like. We'll have to put a piece of box tubing there, cut out the backside or something for all that to fit into. But we're gonna try to put the cover on next, see if all this gets hidden like it's supposed to. I might have cut a little bit further down on the plastics, but we'll see how it looks.
This is the part where I say you've got a cameraman now.
Wow.
We got the Mr. Cool unit, which is now going to be up underneath the bus, and let me show you where.
Come on down here, cameraman.
In front of the exhaust, there's a beam that comes all the way across. We're thinking of building a support system that hangs down a little bit lower, and then that will be where the foot pedestal of the Mr. Cool will sit. And then it looks like there's going to be enough room up top, although we have to cut off one of the studs to make some clearance.
I'm not gonna say it just because. What?
Say what?
What? Nothing. Anyways, yeah, it's gonna hang down a little bit past this.
In order to get the Mr. Cool unit under here, we're gonna have to lift the body up a little bit. That should be fun. It only weighs like what, 8,000, 9,000 pounds?
We'll just drive it up on some wood.
Yeah.
Andrew asked me to cut that stud off, so I asked him to cut that stud off. Sorry, Andrew.
It's the part where you tell me I'm supposed to cut it off higher up next to the net.
Hey, Andrew. You're supposed to cut that off, like, way higher up. Actually, I can't see it, so.
I cut it to this.
I probably would have cut a tiny bit up more.
I can probably do
But only like, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch.
that. We'll do it again.
Thanks, bud.
So the controller cable has 4 colors on it, black, white, green, and red. And that runs up inside the panel and over across to our electrical connection. So when you go to wire this unit, it doesn't matter what color you go with. I mean, probably best to stick with green for ground. But when you wire up the outside unit, just make sure that the colors match the same numerical order that you put them on. We were looking up into a bunch of different things like, well, how do we wire
Nobody
this?
showed anything, so.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter what order they are, as long as they match on both ends.
Yep. Oh yeah, we just thought it would be like red wire 1, blah blah blah. But we did white. Nope. We did black, red, white.
Yep.
No.
Green for ground.
Yep.
So next up, we're clearing. Oof, man, that's nasty stuff.
Yeah.
That's all the diarrhea from the old people collected.
Oh my god.
So we're clearing all this out so that we have an access channel to pass all of the hoses through and electrical connections. Passed everything through here, and then everything gets run down. So we've got our drain pipe, our coolant lines, and our electrical that feeds from the box underneath to the box up here. Hole drilled through the floor to allow everything to pass through it. Where the hole is and the lines pass through, we've got the drain coming down. We still have to cut that off to the right length. We have one of the power lines coming across the top. It's kind of really tucked up and hidden, and it runs into the box. Then we have our 220 line, which has already been wired into the box at the same location. It's just off to the right. The refrigerant lines are at a certain length, so we had to do something with all the extra lines. So it tucks up in front of the frame and then runs back down and into the side of the box. You just take this cover off, and they can only fit one way, so they plug in there and then you tighten them up. Obviously review your manual when you do this. As far as supporting the condenser goes, we just tacked these bars in place and tacked them up to the frame. Your application's going to be different, of course, because you're probably not doing this in a conversion bus. Leon just got back from Home Depot and he bought a new plug end, and this is wired into 240, which we're actually running from my dryer. So we are about to test this thing for the first time.
Yeah. See what happens.
We're hoping for good things. Do you know where the remote is?
Yep.
Does the remote have batteries?
I don't know. Ah, it does. I don't know. Here's the remote. On. Okay, I guess it sucked back up by itself. That's pretty damn cool.
Wow.
76, huh? Let's put it to a reasonable temperature.
I feel it. I feel it.
That shit quiet as fuck.
Yeah, the plane outside's much louder.
Oh, don't go lower than 68? Ah! Yeah, I didn't like it was a 62.
62.
Alright, well, we could, we'll shut the doors and we'll see if it actually gets cold?
Yeah.
Okay, alright. Yeah, so that thing's so quiet, we're like, I don't think the fan's kicking on. Come to papa. That is insanely quiet. Also, those are some ghetto-ass brackets Andrew made. Huh.
I got you welding them.
Me
so.
making them.
I'm going to place the camera right up to the vent, so hopefully you can hear how quiet it is. You probably just hear a bunch of wind noise, but it's definitely Mr. Cool's air.
Oh, it's cooling it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That is possibly the quietest AC unit I've ever had.
But you have had it.
Oh my god.
Right?
Man, all that cussing and stuff earlier because I didn't think it was going to work.
Well, they can see how red your face is from working
It's
outside all
hot.
day.
It was so hot.
Yeah, just been laying down on the concrete all day.
Cool. Do you have like a rag we can clean this beautiful piece of equipment off with?
How about a paper towel?
Now I like it. Now that it works.
Dude, I love the fact that
It's so quiet.
the temperature. That's cool.
Dude, I don't even feel the fan vibrating, nothing. Yeah.
We just wanted to do a little closeout here and talk about any of the problems that we had or any issues with the system.
It's a pain in the dick to put it on a bus.
Yeah.
I'm tired. This is like the third day working on this thing.
Sorta.
Well, after work. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Overall,
Wasn't too bad.
no, I think this thing is like...
It took longer to cut that stupid hole than it did to do anything else, I think.
True.
There was like 3 layers of metal, and we tried to use the plasma at one point, and apparently great stuff just goes and
That's
instantly just
Home foam installation.
yeah. We had a little fire going. Should have had the camera going for that. And
Yeah.
that's it, I guess. Yeah, works. Great.
This is the 9000 BTU unit, and it's a lot like a window shaker unit, except it's almost completely silent.
Yeah. Well, so we let it cool down for about 30 minutes. Came back out and I'm like, did it kick off? No, it's still running down there. But so when we started, it was at 90 something degrees inside here, and now it's like 79. And it's cooling down pretty quick.
Yeah. Product works very, very well.
Yeah, I like it. I'd say I'd recommend it.
Hey, if they want to get one, you can put a link in the description below.
Yeah, we're gonna put a link in the description for the 9000 one that someone can actually use. Because this is pretty small for like a house. It'd be like a room, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would only do about a room or a very small shop.
Yeah, I literally bought the smallest one I could because it's only a bus. So, a small bus too.
Small bus.
Yep. Next, we're going to, I don't know, plug the fridge in. We gotta get, we gotta get a breaker box. We gotta do the fridge. I think we're gonna put a sink in here. I don't know. That's about it.
Turbo.
Woo! Turbo. We'll see. See you guys next time.